Morning, everyone. A little bit of a late start today, I'm afraid, but we're starting up our first hike for the day. Don't know how long I'll be out here. It's already pretty warm, so our main target in this area might already been underground. And evening cruising might be better for it later, but we're gonna look around, see what it all might be about here. And should probably mention, this trip has been a real doozy for me as well. It's beautiful and it's nice to be out here and hiking around, but health has not taken a great turn, so my hikes throughout the rest of this week might be a little bit on the short cycle, but hopefully we can still find some cool stuff. And indeed, health would remain kind of troublesome throughout the rest of the trip, though luckily not troublesome enough to keep me off the trails. Now on this first hike, of course, the first thing that we noticed was a lot of gorgeous wildflowers on the trails. This is the time of year where they were in bloom all over the place. And in fact, this area, because it's kind of a meeting place between deserts and northern steppe environments, is extremely diverse in terms of plant life as well. You have lilies and paintbrushes and irises and flowering onions and so many other incredible things that can take your attention away for hours on end if you let it. All right, late afternoon, one half nap later, and we're attempting hike number 2 for the day. As long as health stays up, we're gonna be out here until the sun starts going down. Hopefully we'll see some stuff crossing the path here. There's certainly some spots with plenty of rocks to look around, that's for sure. And, well, this area has never failed me producing at least something before, so fingers crossed that happens. Got a really big bumblebee poking around down here. Don't know what she's looking for. This is the exact kind of habitat that you want to be in, though, for what I'm looking for. Kings and rattlesnakes. Lots of rocks. Fairly heavy brush cover, and it's about 75 degrees right now. So where are they? Got him. I knew he had to show up some point. Racer. Alright, at least one has to show up here. Never fails. Got our western yellow-bellied racer here, and with this, more snakes on this trip already than I've ever seen in Utah before, or more species at least. But, old familiar friend. This is a young one, but not too young. He's already got full adult colors, but he's well away from being full size. I can get 2 to 3 times this weight here. But beautiful kind of olive browny color. There's just a little bit of a blue tint right where the brown meets the kind of cream yellow that this guy's got for a belly. And he hasn't been too bitey either, which is nice. He bit himself once, but he hasn't nabbed me at all. But What a wonderful thing to see. And there is something poking around in the bushes next to me, so we're going to get a couple of photos of this guy and go see what's making that noise. There's been no shortage at all of the sagebrush plateau lizards up here. I think this one is a sagebrush with the bands on his side. But I'm sure on my walk up I've seen about 500 of them. Only one snake so far. I'm hoping that changes as the sun goes down here. So night cruising did not go as hoped for, unfortunately. Up in the canyon, as soon as the sun went down, it dropped from like 78 degrees to 58. Really quick. And then out on the plains here, there were some snakes moving. Unfortunately, I didn't connect with them. Other bozos who did not care about their lives connected with them instead. So several gopher snakes were found newly dead, unfortunately. But we're going to have another morning hike in this same mountain range, although in a different canyon tomorrow morning. And we'll pick up there. So see you in a little bit. All right, morning folks. Starting our last hike for Mountain King attempts. Fingers crossed we'll get something good. Snake. Look at him. Hey, you. Gorgeous big old gopher snake just stretched out on the road here. Yeah, it might not be the snake I'm looking for, but I mean the size of this guy is impressive. Look at that beautiful thing. He's got the kind of connected dark blotches on his neck that are fairly characteristic of this subspecies. And looks like he's heading down from his little hideout just up above here towards the river, either to hunt or get a drink. So we're going to make sure we get a couple more photos and then see him off on his way. Alright, sir, you were heading off the path over here. So here you go. Oh, big boy. Gorgeous. But then for the next hour and a half or so, lots of beautiful wildflowers, but no other reptiles were making themselves known. There's some very pretty, like, primroses and prairie lilies and things like that were in bloom, but no snakes, not a lot of lizards either. Ran into somebody that I saw the day before as well who was actually out looking for mushrooms, and they showed me some cool morels that they found, but that was about it. Also caught a western tanager in the area as well, but didn't see much until we started back down the hill. There's a Mountain King. Oh my god! Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, yes! Holy hell! Holy hell! There it is! Holy hell! Oh my god! Lampropeltis pyromelana. Considered by some people to be subspecies infralabialis. The Utah Mountain King snake. Oh, I nearly walked by him too. I heard a little rustle. I turned back and there were tricolors disappearing under a rock. Look at that gorgeous snake though. And I've already paid the price. He gave me a nibble and I got scraped on the rock, but I will take it for having seen this glorious creature. He is so pretty. Look at that. Oh. So these guys up here, they're primarily lizard eaters, but they will also take other smaller snakes and rodents, maybe even bird eggs. And typically, they are a relatively cool weather animal. They will usually be out on the surface mostly when it's below 75 degrees and or cloudy and raining. So sometimes night cruising is a lot better for them, but occasionally you'll get the snake that comes out during the day when it's a little bit warmer and bright and sunny like this one did. Oh my goodness. That is one of the biggest targets of the trip. And we've got it. It might be a early gravid female too. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't looked close at the tail, but either way, it's a healthy, beautiful snake. We're gonna get a couple more photos and then we'll put him right back in the rock where he was. Last minute miracle find certainly seemed to be a bit of a thing for me, because 45 minutes after this I had to be in the car and heading north too. And these are gorgeous animals, truly spectacular snakes. There is another species of tricolor king snake in the state, the western milk snake, which you can find on the lower slopes of some of these same mountain ranges, but this is kind of the only place where the two kind of meet in this area, as the milk snakes come down from the north and the king snakes sweep up from the south. The kings, though, are definitely much higher elevation animals, and again, much cooler weather creatures too. They are fairly large as well, and they have a much higher band count than the milk snake as well. And while milk snakes may have similar colors sometimes, they certainly don't get to the 3.5, almost 4 feet that the mountain kings can sometimes reach. So, and at the northern end of the range here, they only go maybe 50 miles further north than where I was. This is a pretty special animal to see, kind of near the edge of range. Alright, it is time. Put you back in the rocks. It is so gorgeous. We do have a very nice Great Basin whiptail hanging out right here. All sorts of stripy mottled blotches on him. It's the best look we've had so far because he's actually come down near my foot to bask. Okay, near my foot is a little bit of an exaggeration. He's about 3 feet away, but that is quite a beautiful lizard, honestly. Look at that. These guys are everywhere along the bottom of these canyons too. Oh, where's he going? Where are you going, dude? Across the road. Okay, bye. Alright, folks, last little spot for today. Visiting a regional park outside of the greater Salt Lake City metro area. I'm gonna see if we can pull off a milk snake or a ringneck or something out here. I'm not hugely hopeful, but it's a way to spend the next hour and a half before I wrap things up for the evening. Well, disturbed a racer. And now there's a Great Basin gopher who's sticking his head out of a hole right now. Fair chance if I approach he's just gonna suck right back down, so that's kinda cool. He's got some great pattern on him too. But cool to see another one out here. Literally, he's got his head stuck out of a hole there. That's about all we can see of him. Got another big racer. Right in through the trees there. And the camera doesn't want to focus on him. You can see some of that color in there at least. He is very aware that I'm here though. There's not going to be any sneaking up on him. There's no cover for him to hide under there either. There he goes. Well, we got ourselves another yellow-bellied racer. Second one in this area that I just scared off, actually. Third one for this afternoon. They are quite common in these hills. And he is ready to light me up if I get my hand anywhere near him. What a beautiful snake, though. Alright, we'll let him off. There he goes. Alright, folks, I think that wraps it up for today. It's not quite night yet, of course, but tonight and tomorrow morning I'm taking a little bit of a break where I'm hanging out doing some stuff actually in the city. And then tomorrow, hopefully, we might turn up the milk snake that did not turn up this afternoon, as well as we'll be looking for rubber boas, night snakes, smooth green snakes if we're lucky. But that'll be, hopefully we'll get a nice video out of tomorrow with that. But whatever we turn up next, you'll see in the next video, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything coming up. If you enjoyed this video, of course, leave a like, leave some comments below if you have them. Share it with somebody else if you think they'd enjoy seeing some of the wildlife that I'm out here looking for. If you'd like to follow, see more of the stuff that I do, that I work with, you can find my website at carltoncarnivores.com or follow me on social media at Carlton Carnivores, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, etc. If you'd like to help support this channel, because these trips do cost quite a bit, and so does sitting down and taking the time to edit the videos, put them together. You can buy some of the plants or merchandise and such that I have at my website shop. You can become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/hcarlton. Members there do get exclusive benefits back as well. You can also donate at coffee or simply contact me for other ways. All the links for most of these things will be in the video description below. But until next time, I'm Hawken Carlton, and this is Carlton Carnivores.